Hello and welcome back to Employerslaw Insight. With me in the studio today is the lovely, the very lovely, very dapper Andrew McCabe. Lovely to have you here with us. Well, I wouldn't be able to do the show without you, quite frankly.
No, it helps me here, yes.
Yeah, it so does. You'll never know how much it helps. Andrew is our LegalTV's employment expert. He's resident with us. Now remember, if you're at home, if you're sat in the office and you've got problems with employees and you really don't know which way to turn, very little in life is free, but here at LegalTV you can actually get some free advice from us. All you've got to do is get in touch with us either through the web, through our phone call, through our telephone line rather, and I'll give you the numbers as we go on throughout the show. But do get in touch, and I believe, Andrew, you do have an actual information pack in which you send out to employers.
Yes, we do have fact sheets on various aspects of employment law, so yes, by all means contact us and we can send those out to employers.
Fantastic. And this is for, you know, small businesses right through to large scale.
The thing with employment law, it applies to the smallest of businesses, to the multinationals, so regardless of what the actual business does or the size of its business, the employment law will affect all of those companies.
And I suppose, I mean, as I say, I've never been an employer, always been an employee, and I struggle with that sometimes, quite frankly. It must be very difficult to keep up with the changes in law. Well,
that's right. There are various changes, continue all the time. But here at LegalTV, if employers want to contact us, we can update them on those changes.
Fantastic. Do get in touch with us here on LegalTV. Now, today is an interactive show because after our first show with myself and Andrew, we were inundated with phone calls and emails. So we're going to go straight to the phone lines. Hello there. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks.
Good, good, good. Tell us a little bit about your situation.
Well, basically, I've got a young guy working for me and he keeps taking time off. Now, it's usually on a Monday, so I'm kind of guessing it's because he's been out partying all weekend. He was also recently off for being arrested and was held overnight in the cells. I mean, he's a great worker when he's in work, but I know that each Monday he's probably going to ring in sick.
Oh, that's not good. A bit of a pattern forming there.
Definitely.
Have you sort of queried him? Have you asked him what the reason is that he, you know...
Yeah, just general things. He'll say it's a headache, a cold, he's hurt his leg, just little things, really.
Always on a Monday? Convenient.
Always. 9th Monday in a row.
Really? Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. And how long has he worked for you?
He's worked here for about 3 months.
Right, okay. Wow. Andrew?
Well, I think that's just about every Monday off since he's worked there, isn't it?
I'm glad I don't have to work Sunday mornings, that's all I'm saying.
But it is a common problem when perhaps younger members of staff do take time off consistently and a pattern forms, be it a Friday or a Monday or whenever.
Yeah.
Really, I think what we're looking at is disciplinary action, what you would need to do. You said that he's taken 9 Mondays off in a row. And you'd need to either deal with it on an informal basis initially, or my view would be to invite him into a disciplinary hearing. Let's listen to what he's got to say for himself as to why he's taking every Monday off. Clearly, if there's a pattern there, then we suspect he's doing something of a weekend or a Sunday night, certainly. So you would need to initially write to him, tell him why you want to see him, why you want to invite him into a disciplinary, and it's his opportunity to explain why it is he's taking so much time off, particularly for minor ailments, coughs, colds, whatever it is.
And presumably he's being paid for those days off because they're sick days. Is he being paid for those days off?
Oh yes, at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, and you've sort of questioned him. You haven't taken any sort of disciplinary action this far.
Not yet, because you know I think he's a nice guy. He's a great worker when he's in.
Yeah.
So.
It's tricky. So sorry, Andrew, do carry on.
Well, I was going to say, yes, disciplinary action would be the course to follow. Might not necessarily lead to dismissal, but it will certainly tell him how seriously you view it. And again, the fact that you're running a business, you need him there, and if he's not there, and he's taking time off, provided we are satisfied he's got no underlying general problems with his health, then let's listen to what he's got to say in a disciplinary hearing and decide what course of action to take then. It depends on what he's got to say for himself as to decide what course of action to take.
Absolutely. Well, do get in touch with us if you want to follow those steps, that advice that Andrew's given you, and then, you know, sort of if you sort of cross that barrier and if you hit another barrier, you think, I really don't know where to go next, then please do get back in touch with us here at LegalTV and let us know how you get on. Thank you very much. Oh, we're getting rid of callers today, Andrew, aren't we? I think people are rushing off. They're thinking, brilliant, what great advice from Andrew McCabe. It is a tricky situation, especially, you know, if you go, just a word of advice to you employees out there, you know, if you're going to take a sick day, do a different day every week, you know, not the same day. He's probably got another job on a Monday.
They might well have. There might be something going on that we don't know about. But what you said there was that he's a good worker when he's in work. That's always a difficulty.
Yeah.
If people do work well when they're in work, but the difficulty is they're just not there, then let's address why that is. There could be 100 reasons why he's not. So if we speak to him, let's find out exactly why not and see if we can do something about it.
That is quite sad because, you know, my experience, and I'm sure you have the same, of just going into shops and banks and stores and dealing with people on the telephone, and you get so frustrated when people aren't good at their job. So I suppose when you do find someone that's good at their job, you know, you kind of maybe give them a little bit more leeway.
Give them a bit of leeway, but certainly if they're good at their job, you want to keep them. And if there's something an employer can do to perhaps assist them, to get them into work on a regular basis, then explore that, see what the employer can do.
Fantastic, some great advice there. Now do remember, if you want advice from us here at LegalTV, Andrew McCabe is our resident employment expert. We're covering sort of the employer's aspect of law today, but we do also cover the employees. Dean does it throughout the week, so stay tuned with us. Now I've got an email coming through for us, so it's glasses time, I'm afraid, Andrew. An employer dismissed an employee because he caught him stealing. No previous problems with the employee, but the employer's asked if he can say it was for a different reason, in a reference to help him get another job. Now the employer's asking, can he do this?
Well, first of all, you'd wonder whether he'd want to if he's been found stealing.
Yeah.
But if he's trying to assist the employee in getting a job elsewhere, there's some concerns would arise. Is the employer passing on a problem to somebody else?
Well, this is it. You're kind of just passing the buck, aren't you?
That's right. That's right. And plus, we're stepping into the realms of data protection. If the employer says something in a written reference that's untrue or defamatory or detrimental to that individual, of course, then that individual could ask to have sight of it. And then we're looking at various actions. So it's always best to be truthful in a reference. And if he was dismissed for theft, well, say he was dismissed for theft. Of course, what he could do is be factual. Let's say that, yes, that individual worked for him, what that role was that he did, the dates that he worked for that employer. So at least the employer, the prospective employer, knows that the employer's not lying to them, that he did work at that company.
Yes.
On a lot of reference forms, it says, would you employ this person again, or what was the reason for the dismissal now?
I don't see how he can lie, really.
He could just not answer it.
Yes, because I mean, he clearly wouldn't employ him again,
well,
because he's got rid of, you know, he's dismissed him because, and I suppose it depends what he's stolen.
Yes, we didn't say what it was.
No.
If he's robbed the till, then you know that's.
Yeah, or had a glass of something that he hasn't paid for. I suppose there's theft is theft, but there's severities.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we talk about theft in a general way. It might not be theft. There's an argument that if he borrows money out of a till, he didn't intend, if he intended to pay it back, he didn't. It wasn't actual theft. So if it's for something, I would say less minor, then the short answer is he doesn't have to tell the prospective employer about the reason for the dismissal. I
think that if I wouldn't employ somebody, I wouldn't sort of, you know, move on to anyone else. Now, we're having an interactive show today, but it's very quick. We're running out of time already. I've got another email from, it doesn't say who it's from, but two people in work are always arguing with each other. They used to be good friends, but had a massive falling out. Recently, nearly coming to blows. I can't move them anywhere else in the department. What can I do?
It's always difficult. Problems in work between
Set up
employees.
A boxing ring.
Yes, the winner keeps the job. Yeah, always difficult. And disciplinary action is, I think, one of the major headaches for employers. These two used to be good friends. They had a falling out. Let's see if it can be resolved. Again, what we need to do is to, I think perhaps informally, first of all, let's speak to them, find out what the problem is.
Yes.
Failing that, let's get them before into a disciplinary meeting.
Because personalities are going to clash in the workplace, aren't they?
They are. And if they were once friends, what's caused that rift? Can they be friends again, or at least work together? Because again, they have to accept the employer's running a business. He doesn't want to be dealing with their perhaps more personal issues that they've got. And they have to appreciate that when they come into work, they're there to do a job, they get paid to do that job, and they're going to have to work in a more adult manner. Well, this is it. Andrew, we've run out of time. Thank you so much once again. Andrew and myself will be back very soon, so if you want any advice on employment law, you know what to do. Do get in touch with us at LegalTV. Until next time, from myself and Andrew, bye-bye for now. We'll see you later.